Next stage, a man looking for trouble. What can you see beyond the darkness?
When you look beyond the darkness, tell me, what do you see? It's your boy T-I-N-Y to the P. Yeah, he's looking for trouble here on twitch.tv with Crash or Jade or Spyro or Leon Kennedy. Is there a new game to start? Is he doing some art? Maybe knowledge of an 80s children's show to impart? Cause he's pentiferous, vigorous, rigorous. He's damn vociferous and arting or Mario Karting. He's very carnivorous. Tiny Peter. Tiny Peter.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
With a great rate of save states debating his fate, Peter's greeted by emotes of cheaters when people donate. Give him a or a and we'll build up the hype, and I'll struggle to read half the words that you type. So are you ready to go? Come on, what will it be? Are we gaming or painting or watching dated kids TV? Grab a bite, crack a Sprite, dim the lights, sit tight cause the stream's about to start and the mics sound right, boy. Tiny Peter. Tiny Peter.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Boy.
Hello everyone and welcome to a 3 o'clock live stream from me, Tiny Peter. How's it going? It's an early stream today, if you hadn't noticed, because got stuff that I've got to do this evening. So, hey, we're having a nice Monday afternoon stream. I suppose it's always Monday afternoon. Depends where you think evening begins and afternoon ends. Yeah. 5 p.m. is definitely afternoon though, right?
Oh yeah. Here we go. It's a Monday Peter Austin stream time.
Yeah.
Hi TP. How are you? How was your weekend? Happy Monday my dudes. Fantastic work on the latest weirdest games ever and main menu on Patreon. Hope you are having a lovely day.
Thank you very much, Stephen Skodes, for that. Hang on, where has it gone? I've just lost it. Lovely. There it is. I'm very well. I had a good weekend, very nice weekend actually. Went to a family party and there were lots and lots of people there and I had a really nice time. I don't think you will notice that I'm still a bit hoarse, still a little hoarse, but I am a little hoarse, but that's fine. And I'm glad you enjoyed Weirdest Games Ever and Main Menu on Patreon. Lovely. Thank you for the bits, Stephen. Let me just check we didn't have any alerts while we were on the live soon page. No, we didn't, but that's fine. Depends. 5 p.m. is afternoon, but in November it's early evening. That's true. Yeah, depending on when it gets dark, I suppose, is that dictates when it's evening or not, I guess. Like a Glove has said Peter with 2 exclamation marks in the chat. Hello, welcome in, Like a Glove. Good to see you. TP putting the nay in neighbour. That's me. Yes, today we're playing some Toy Story 2. We started this on the Buick. We started Toy Story 2 on the not the previous stream, because last time we were doing a charity stream, but the one before that, the last non-charity stream, I finished off Tarzan, and I think I knew going into the start of that stream that I was going to finish the game before the stream ended, and I needed to have a little backup game ready. And the game that I had ready was Toy Story 2. So we played one level of that. And you know what? I thought, hey, let's carry on with it. We don't necessarily have to play it all the way through for the next 2-3 weeks. But today I wasn't quite sure what to stream. And I thought, hey, I've started that. Let's get it going. And who knows, between now and my next stream, there may be some shadow drops of things announced at not E3. It's definitely not E3. Summer Game Fest. So maybe there'll be something brand new and exciting to play next week. But if not, we'll either play more Toy Story or we'll pick our own brand new and exciting thing to play. I've got a few games in mind that I want to cover at some point. So, yes, good. Shall we do that? Thank you to Stephen Skodes for another gift sub, which has gone to Crimson Dude, taking Stephen up to 1189 gift subs in the channel. Fantastic. Yes, we can perhaps crack on with some Toy Story. So if I bring us to this screen, yes, and then resume the game. This should be where we were before. Let me just drag that. Music loops while I'm dragging. You can't see me dragging it, but if I let go, it continues. If I grab hold of it, yes, good. I like it. So there's Rex. He says there's no memory card detected, but that's all right. Hey, also I discovered the other day that my microphone has been on like dual direction setting for months, I think, at this point. There's a little knob on the back, and the knob was turned to the wrong mode. I've since turned it to single direction, so I think it sounds a little bit better, which is nice. Yeah, fingers crossed that that's the case. Dual direction, yeah, that's it. In fact, I've only got a tiny little chat window here. Let me make that nice and big. There we go, I see it. We've got Bowdy Bobby Piper with a first-time chat. Hi all, Cultaholic fan here. Not much of a gamer, but just seeing you were on, I thought I'd have a watch. Oh, well, that's nice. Welcome in. Good to have you. We're playing some classic PS1 Toy Story 2, and hopefully you will enjoy it. We do all sorts of streaming across the week. Different members of the team, just like Cultaholic do. We play all sorts of different games. So Ben will be in tomorrow playing some Resistance, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe. Oh, skip. Could be a copyright strike, although it's very bitty. So probably so low quality that it would not get matched by YouTube when this goes on the VODs channel. But who knows? So here, we're in. Look out for that lawnmower that's immediately come towards me. So here's a little army man.
My troops are dispersed around the battlefield.
I'm sorry. So he's lost some troops. The flares they're using to signal to you, locate them for me, and I'll give you a Pizza Planet token. So we have to find his little friends. We can do that. Of course, we've got coins to collect. So for those who didn't watch the last stream, or those of you who are otherwise unfamiliar with Toy Story 2 PS1 game, we are collecting Pizza Planet tokens. And we're doing that by completing various tasks. One of them is collecting coins, like that. We're also going to be finding the army men who are scattered around this level. There will be a little race that we can attempt to do against RC. It's not actually completable, this one, without being a little bit cheeky and sneaky. So normally, here he is, there's RC, and if we speak to him, it will start a race. But he goes so fast in this one that what you need to do is unlock this box, which gives you little jet boots. And that's the only way really to defeat him legit. But what we can do, I'll at least have one attempt to do it, but it probably won't work. If you can just get in front of him, then if he rams into the back of you, he bounces back. So you can basically just stop him from overtaking. But if you miss once, that'll be it. He'll do you. So we've got to be careful. And we've got people shooting at us the whole time as well. No. Oh, I nearly cut him off there. I had a chance. I had a chance to grab him. What if I... Oh, he's gonna go. We're not gonna manage it, but that's fine. So yeah, normally you can only do it with the power up on this level, but hey, we had a good go of it. Enemies drop a coin each. I need to charge it up, otherwise I can't get this guy. Yeah. Fortunately, you don't need to get all of the coins in the level to get a Pizza Planet token. You only need to get 50 at a time and hand them into Ham, the piggy bank character. We've got Stephen Skodes gifting a sub to Bowdy Bobby Piper, taking Stephen up to 1190. Goodness me. Thank you very much, Stephen. And welcome to BBP. And then also Addy PPP 7 has resubscribed. 57 months now. Crikey. Thank you very much indeed. How'd you get the power up? Asked Crimson Dude. Well, you on a later level, you can. So one of the characters you will meet, I think, is he in every level? I think he might be. If not, he's in certainly a lot of them. You will meet Mr. Potato Head. And in each level, Mr. Potato Head will give you. He's missing a piece of his body, so he's missing his ear or his moustache, or one of his eyes or something. And if you bring it to him, he will give you access to a power-up within that level. And then those power-ups also happen to appear in other levels. So later on, we'll come to a level where we find his ear or something. And then he says, "Oh, hey, you should use." That's a Pizza Planet token up there. Hey, you should use the Speedy Boots power up. Keep on playing. And we'll be like, "Oh, thanks, man." And then if we come back to this level and replay it, we'll also be able to use it here and win the race. So it's basically artificial backtracking or enforced backtracking, which I don't like in game design. It was a bit of a staple back in this time, but you know, you have it today as well.
Buzz Lightyear to Star Command. Come in, Star Command.
Yeah, indeed. Come in, Star Command. That guy's just out of range. There we go. Oh, he's only in range when he jumps. Okay, and we'll try and. Okay, we got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Can I reach that pot? Yes, I can. Oh, I can even reach the palm on top. Don't want to. I want to come down here and get the thing. Come in, Star Command. Come in, Star Command. Name of your sex tape. Yeah, it could be. I am Buzz Lightyear. I come in pies. So push this plank down. There we go. Now we can get up here without doing the whole jumping puzzle again. This is good. We're doing well. There might be an army man at the top of this, or something like that. Something important. A piece of Mr. Potato Head. Oh man. Okay, well that's why we get the shortcut. It's just like Dark Souls. Good music in this game. I assume it's loud enough, but let me know if it's not. I'll turn it up. Right. Okay. Yes, there's an army man shooting his flare at the top. We got him. Right, I think that's this area clear, apart from 2 coins in the pool, which I can try and get, but problem is, as soon as you jump in here, you sink to the bottom and you have to walk out at the steps. There we go. So now we've got to go all the way out again. Jump back in. Yeah. Get the final coin.
24.
Naked Statue, thank you for the 24. Is it, maybe you don't want to tell me this, is it just a completely arbitrary date that you've made up? Or do you actually know that something is happening in 24 weeks? Is that... Oh, God. Yeah, was it... Oh, no! Again, I had a second chance, and I blew it. Thank you for the 100 bits there. And the scary countdown. Right. Here we go. We got it. And here's another power-up. That is also Speedy Boots. Oh, yeah, I think they make you hover on the water surface, so you can just skate around and grab all the coins without doing big jumps like I've just done. But, hey. I'll commit to some big jumps. That's alright. Oops. Looking at the chat and walking into walls. Where's the hole in the fence? Is it around here? Right, so we've got both of these boys. I think I can slam them if I want to. Can. That's good to know. So if you talk to Rex, he'll just give you various clues as to where all the other tokens are hidden.
Here's what you should do.
The kite boss is at the top of the tree. Hey Buzz, you can find a rope on the way up, jump onto it, and it will fall to the ground. That way you can quickly get back into the tree. He will only tell you about stuff that you've not yet collected. So normally he might say, you know, oh, hey, if you head to the pool garden, if you climb up, you'll find a token there. But he won't say that now because I've already got it. What's that noise? I can hear some woof, 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 I think. Or ka-ching or something. Oh my god. Oh, that's the start of climbing the tree. I don't think I want to do that just yet because I've got some coinage down here. Oh, it's dropping conkers on me. Conkers as we call them in the UK, but probably not that elsewhere. It's such a... You know, there's the whole stereotype of like how we call things silly words. Like tiddlywinks. Which may not be an exclusively British word, but it sounds like one of those silly British words, doesn't it? Like the fact that a crossing guard in the UK is called a lollipop lady. It just sounds like it's not real, doesn't it? Well, that's what conkers sounds like to me. I don't know if maybe other people do call them conkers, but it sounds like a word that, you know, I should be not embarrassed about, but aware of. Aware that other people probably think, conkers? What are you talking about? Mind you, they did call Conker the squirrel Conker. So, oh, we've got laser power up here. I should be able to just deal with these boys without a charge. There we go. Nice. Okay, more climbing. Just what we like. Can I actually climb this? It's a perfectly good ledge there, Buzz. No, I can't. Alright, fine. There's a teetering car here. This is my first time hearing conkers, says please stop. Horse chestnuts. That's what conkers are. We call them conkers. It's silly. God. Go. So many coins. ATP, after completing Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes, I've been contemplating waiting for Resident Evil 4 remake to hopefully come to Game Pass. In the meantime, I've bought a bundle of OG 4, 5 and 6 as it was on sale. Would you say the original Resident Evil 4 is good enough to play in 2024, and then I can play the remake if it ever comes to Game Pass? I certainly, on a personal level, consider it to be good enough to... Oh, can I slam on there? I can. I consider it to be good enough to play in 2024, and if anything, I think I still prefer the original to the remake. The remake is very, very good, and if the original had never come out, I would have no complaints at all. I would just say, hey, this is another great Resident Evil game on modern consoles. But because I've got the original version to compare it to... Oh, I should have pushed that plank down. That's alright, it won't take long. and it is one of my favourite games of all time, and I think one of the objectively best games of all time. Just best, like, kind of most well-made, well-written, good gameplay, very few bugs, lots of extras, fun mini-games, all that kind of thing. Good music, atmosphere, clever design, you name it. They do almost everything right. It's not perfect, and I'm not saying it is the best game ever made, but it's certainly something that I cite as, if not one of my favorites, then definitely one of the just good quality games out there. Probably the one major drawback, though, particularly if you've not played it before, and even if you have, is that it is tank controls, as they call them, and that is something that kept Ben Potter away from it for a long time. I can't remember if it was enough to completely. I think he definitely started playing the original, and he was saying, "Oh yeah, tank controls." I mean, oh wow, look at that! That is a good face, isn't it, on the shirt? He played it some years ago, I think, and then thought, "Oh no, not for me." And then I think pretty recently he started it, tried to give it another try, and I can't remember if he played it to the end. I think he may have done, but yeah, he didn't really get on with the tank controls, and I can understand why. But for me, because I played it with tank controls in the first place, you know, I was used to it, and even if I hadn't played that specific game with tank controls before, I've played many a game with tank controls, and I am just generally kind of used to them. I'm not saying they're good, but yeah, I've played enough games in my time with that scheme that it doesn't necessarily bother me. So that's the long answer. Is I do think you could give it a go. It's a really, really good game in almost every respect. Probably the only thing that's not aged well is the movement scheme. So do with that information what you will. It's very cheesy. When I say well written, it's still a Resident Evil game, but hey. Okay, I've got 4 army men. This is good. We've only got 1 left. Oh, we're making a little seesaw here. Okay. Oops. Oh my god, it's swanging. Oh no! I took a gamble, it did not pay off. Remake controls a bit easier, but the original holds up pretty well otherwise, says Mr. Black. Yeah, that's how I feel. I think I found the remake a bit more intense. Not necessarily scarier. I think the original is still pretty eerie in its own way, but it's just a bit more. I don't know. I found it slightly more harrowing, which isn't a bad thing, but it's just a difference. I think that the original had enough kind of cheese to it, which the remake still retained to a certain extent, but yeah, it had enough cheesiness that you could enjoy the horror for what it was. But I don't want to go all the way down. I'm just trying to pull the rope down. There we go. But yeah, still had the scares as well. Whereas the remake, although as I say, it was still cheesy in places, it was like actually a bit kind of, I don't know, scary is not the word. I think just intense is the best word I can use to describe it. Relatively speaking. There are far more intense games out there, and there are far more intense Resident Evil games out there. You know, 7, for example, is a pretty harrowing experience all round from start to finish. Yeah, there we go. That was a very long answer, but you get me onto a topic like Resident Evil 4, which, as I say, is one of my favourite games of all time. And you get me talking. That's how it goes. I've got my... see, now I'm really talking. I've got a Steelbook copy right here, actually. Where are we? There. It was a gift Oh. It was a Christmas or birthday gift, I can't remember, and it's lovely. I didn't even know this game existed at the time. I was aware of Resident Evil, and I'd watched people play... I'd watched Peter's famous gamer uncle play a couple of the earlier ones. Resi 1 and 2 and 3, actually. I think I'd seen all of them played. Just sort of sat there spectating because they were too scary for me and also too difficult for me. So I knew what Resident Evil was and I liked it, but I wasn't like following gaming news at that time. You know, I was kind of a young to mid-teen, young teen, I think, really. And then my uncle just got it for me for my birthday or Christmas one year. And I was like, oh my god, look at this thing. This is amazing. Right, let's keep that down there. And I plugged it in, and I got a little bit spooked in a really good way. And I've never looked back. Right, kite boss. Oh no! Oh, it's alright, we've got the rope.
No time to lose.
Grab the rope, Buzz, for God's sake. Oh, Peter the gameplay. Oh, he's done it again. He's done it again. I fell down. That's all I did. I fell down. You've missed nothing. It's a really dangerous game, me changing the screen. I did it last week and I remembered to change it back. But I need a stream deck. That's what I need. Just a little stream deck sitting right in front of the screen that I'm using. Because, you know, my OBS is over there. So I'm not looking at it. I can't see what you're seeing unless I think to do that. Think to look at it. Yeah, all I did was fall off. So you've missed very little. Right, here we go.
Lightyear to Star Command. Come in, Star Command.
Yeah, you did. You missed some top class falling. In fact, it's an important speedrun strat. You have to fall off this thing once because it then, you know, it like messes with like the memory and it makes the boss have 1% health. Ha ha ha! Defeat the Zerg kite to get a token. Okay, once he's spinning, it can't hurt him. Ow! You can't lock onto enemies unless you're in first person, which is a bit annoying. Dead, because I've got my super laser. You might wonder why he was so easy, but it's because I've got the green laser. Also, if you want to see nearly any Resident Evil game played through, they've done almost all of them between TripleJump and Ben's streams on Vidiots. That's right. I think keep on playing, because we need to hand in our army man. But we need to find an army man still. Yeah, I played Resi 4 on stream pretty early on. It was one of the first games I ever streamed on the, so that I think is on the VODs channel. Or it might even be so early on that it's on the TripleJump channel. Because I think there are a few early VODs that are just uploaded directly to the actual main channel. Okay, we've got most of our coins. We are missing our army man. Problem is, the draw distance, I'm not going to be able to see him from up here. Only so many places he could be there. So we've had one from the garden with the car. Sorry, it's a yard, isn't it? We've had one from in there, an army man. We've had one from in there, down there. And the level's not that big. Where else is there? Obviously the tree. Oh. Might just be one sort of round the edge of the racetrack somewhere, perhaps. Oh, what's this? Can I... Yes, can I head left here? Is this somewhere I've not been? Oh no, this is the car place. Okay. Hello, Hunter Dylan. Good morning. Welcome. Congratulations for making it to a stream that had a time change. Oh yeah, so there's something with these mole holes. I remember this, but I can't remember how to activate them. Oh, do I just hit this cube? Oh, there's an army man in there. Oh, right, I see. I think I have to slam them in order. There he is. Here? No? Here? No. Where is he? Where has he gone? I can hear him. My headphones on the right way. No. Well, that would help.
Star Command. Come in, Star Command.
Must be missing a hole. Hang on. That one over there. Okay. Here's. There's only two left, I think. There he is. Is this it? Have I got him? Right. Hand them in. And I think that's all me tokens. Apart from the race. We could maybe have one more go at the race. Try and block RC. But if not, we'll move on. And I may have also, incidentally, whoops, I may have actually grabbed all of the coins just by chance. So there are more coins on each level than you actually need to hand into Ham. And I think if you grab all the coins, you get, I think that's how you get a bonus movie clip. Right. It's not easy, this. You have to be pretty quick. Spot him coming. No. He really picks up some speed. I mean, what I could do is just walk slowly in front of him at all times. Then at least I'll be able to see him. Probably actually harder running away from him like this because he's like slowly accelerating to a much higher speed. So by the time I see him emerge onto my screen, he's going to whiz past me at top speed. Whereas if I'm just constantly tapping him all the way around the track, I guess if I stay fairly central, that's probably where he's going to be. It's working. It's working. Oh no, he clipped right through me. Hang on. Let me cut the corner. I don't know if I'm going to be... Because I did cut the corner. It might not let me. Oh, it's not. I don't think it's registered my lap. Damn it. It didn't like me cutting the corner. Well. Yeah, see, it's just ticked up there. Well, you know what? We'll leave it and we'll do what the game wants us to do and we'll backtrack later on when we've got the rocket boots. That's fine. We got almost all of the tokens. Steam's Godez gifted a sub to Kieran 190288 and Millie the Cavapoo. Thank you very much, Stephen, and welcome to those two people. 98. That might be 100% of the coins. I know it looks like this should be 100, but some of the levels literally have like 97 coins or something, which is very strange. What kind of ungodly hours are these, Mr. Austin? Says Lobrotovich. I know. Someone else said that earlier. Oh, well, I'm glad you were able to stop by, Dylan. Welcome in. Or Hunter Dylan. Oh, no bonus movie clip. Perhaps we missed one coin. I'll do a little save state rather than a virtual memory card, given that we do not have that functionality. Bombs away. This is just the boss fight. It was Carrot. Carrot was the someone else. What am I missing? Coming in halfway through a chat here. Pew! Right. Oh no, a big scary plane. Are you too busy to play video games this evening? I am. Yes.
Be careful with that. It's extremely dangerous.
Okay, I got him. Just gonna wait for him to make his attack. Oh my god. Where did he go? Where is he? Yes.
Be careful with that. It's extremely dangerous.
Come on. Make your attack run. Oh, I thought he might go flying into the fence and die. Okay, here we go. Last one.
Be careful with that. It's extremely dangerous.
Here he comes. Think he's going to explode? Boom. Yes, I destroyed a child's toy.
And beyond.
Oh, he's very weird looking, isn't he? Close up. I don't like him. Boss defeated. Peter, are there any games you really want to play through on stream? PS1 games. Possibly ones you never played before. Yeah, there are a few. I've got a copy here. I'm not going to change my camera this time. I've got a copy here of Rayman 2, The Great Escape, and I've never played it because I've also got a copy of Rayman 1, and I was like, well, I'll play Rayman 1 first. But flip me. It's just a really difficult 2D side-scroller, isn't it? And I'm not a very good side-scroller man. And I seem to remember that there are some areas where it's not even that clear where you're going. Like, I think it's a fairly narrow screen, so you're doing not quite leaps of faith, but yeah, it's not really for me. Rayman 1. I've tried it and struggled through it, and I really want to play the second one. And I don't think necessarily that the Rayman universe, the RCU, is so complex that I really need to play the first Rayman, which I believe doesn't even have voice acting in it from what I recall. Maybe it does. So I'm sure I can just move on to Rayman 2 and play it and enjoy it. So I've been debating whether to stream it and just do a blind playthrough of it, or enjoy it in my own time. It is, of course, made by Michel Ancel, the man who directed, well, a couple of my favourite games. Well, one of them is one of my favourite games. Another one is a game that I think deserves a lot of credit. The first one being Beyond Good and Evil, of course, and the game I never shut up about. And the second one being the King Kong PS2 game, official game of the movie is its full title. Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official game of the movie. That was done by Michel Ancel at Ubisoft, and is one of, I'm going to say it, it's one of the best movie adaptation video games of all time. It simply is, and you cannot convince me otherwise. And I don't think you would even try. I think most people would agree with that. I'm not saying it's the best, but it is a good one. Yeah, he did Rayman as well, and there's all sorts of further Rayman games that I'm sure I would enjoy. There are some more modern side-scrolling ones, aren't there, that people rave about, and yeah, so I'd like to play that. I've also, would you believe, considering I'm meant to be a bit of a PS1, not quite connoisseur, but, a big fan of my PS1 platformers in particular, I've never actually played Ape Escape. So I really should play that. I don't own it. And again, I don't know if I would want to necessarily play it for the first time on a live stream, because there would probably be moments that I was sort of having to retry stuff over and over again, or maybe not know quite where I'm going. And, I like to be able to do some relatively streamlined streams. I put the stream in streamlined, as they say in Chinese proverbs. So yeah, I'm not saying I would never do that, but yeah, it would be probably my preference to play it first and stream it later. So those are a couple that I can think of. Yeah, Ape Escape, Rayman 2. And there are some more. There's also there are some PS1 games that I have played before that I also have thought about streaming, and in some cases decided probably not to. One being Soul Reaver, Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, which is a really good game that I have played before, so I wouldn't be playing it blind, but it's still just quite long, you know, and I feel like I don't necessarily want to be playing any given game for more than 3 or 4 weeks in a row. 50 coins for Ham. Okay, as usual. Mr. Potato Head was on the ground earlier as well, so he's looking for a bit of himself. PT, you can't just admit that, says C. Bennett. Well, too late. Just did. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, actually, I'm climbing up here, but I need to turn the little scoop thing on first, don't we? Or do we do that inside the cockpit? We probably do, actually. That would make sense. In we get. Yes, if we slam, then now the front bit of the digger is... Oh, am I stuck? No. Ah, we got one of these. Over here, they say. Come down. Oh, does it just do it the once? I thought it looped. It needs to do it in one smooth movement. Shade on James Jenkins there. He doesn't stream a game unless it takes more than 4 streams. Yeah, that's true. That is true. James Jenkins likes his longer term streams. Hey, everyone does it different ways. I think I just worry that, like, if there's someone who, oh no, is a regular viewer of the streams, and they happen to really not like something like Ape Escape, then, you know, it kind of means that they can't really watch for 4 or 5 weeks in a row if I'm streaming something for a long time that they're not into. I guess that's just luck of the draw, but... And I think it's nice for me as well to not feel like I'm just playing the same thing across quite a long period of time. You know, it might be a game that normally I would maybe sit down and play in the space of like a single week on several evenings after work or something if I wasn't streaming it. So to take a game like that and then have to only experience it once a week for a month and a half at times, then, oh man, I hate these guys. Then that can be kind of, it's not the best way to play it necessarily. Did James ever finish Cyberpunk? I've missed the last couple. I'm not sure actually if he's finished it. He was playing 3 Goblins Wobbling or whatever it was called last week, which looked like a laugh. Wobbling Goblins. Oh, the coin. Got it. Not even close to the end, says Stephen. Oh, well, there you go. At least you don't have to, you know, if you do follow the James Jenkins mentality of like picking a nice beefy game that you can play for, you know, weeks and weeks at a time. Uh-oh. No. At least he then doesn't have to pick a new one every 2 weeks, which is what I have to do. And I, you know, when we first started streaming, I had what felt like an endless supply of great games. You know, because as you may have noticed, I generally play older games. It's very rare that I will actually stream a brand new game, and if I do, I might just play it for 1 week to give you all a taster of it, and I won't actually do a full playthrough. I do sometimes, I think Crash 4 I played fairly soon after its release, and Little Nightmares, and there have been some games like that, but generally I will play older stuff like this. And when we first started streaming years ago at this point, it felt like I just had so many to go at, and I did, but now I've played them all. Or almost all of them, all the ones that feel streamable anyway. Some of them just I don't think would necessarily lend themselves to us. Like today I nearly played Cooler World, or Roll Away, you might know it as if you played the American version, where you play as like a little beach ball, and you're just doing like 3D puzzles, and you like roll around. You can roll up the walls and upside down on these things, and it's just sort of like 3D space puzzles, and it's kind of just this very strange, trippy puzzle game. But I thought, is that something I can? Is that a stream game? Is it? Might be quite zen for 1 week, but yeah, I wasn't quite sure. So there are still games that I used to play back in the day that I've not streamed, but mixing paint here, if you couldn't tell. Yeah, there are some games that I used to play back in the day that I don't necessarily think would work as a stream. Cooler World, that's a throwback. Never had a copy, but played the demo of it to death. Yeah, it's one of those games, isn't it, where probably as many people know it for the demo as they do for actually playing it. I think it was the same for me, and I never owned a copy to begin with. Like at the time of during the PS1 era, I played the demo like lots of other people, and then years and years later, I got a copy and I played it in full. I think I completed it. It gets really, really complicated as you go on. It gets very tricky. Okay, that's the orange, and the last one is green, which, as we all know, is yellow and blue. Happy Monday, TP in chat. A bit of Toy Story should help cure the Monday blues, says Sar Richards. You're right. It will. It's doing it already. I have, particularly in the past 6 months or so, I have replayed a few games that I've streamed in the past, and I am thinking about doing that a little bit more. I will certainly, I think, avoid replaying any 2 games in a row that I've played before. I think I'll always try and at least keep an alternating bit of variety in there. But there are some games that, I streamed them way back, and it might be nice to revisit a few. Is Potato Head.
Kid wants one and I got it. The Buzz Lightyear disc
The disc launcher. To defeat the jackhammer boss. Find my missing eye, I'll give you a disc launcher. Alright. It's probably up the building. Just check that I've got pretty much everything from the ground, and then we can head up the building. That's where some stuff is. There's probably the odd coin hanging around down here, but be right for the most part. Oh yeah, so that is a game that I would like to stream. Well, there are probably a lot of people on the channel would like to stream it, so we might have to toss a coin between us and decide who gets to have streaming duties for it. But I'm going to save that for now. Actually, I won't, because we're about to get the disc launcher as well, so I'll grab that. It lasts for most of a level. Yeah, Astrobot, whatever it's called. It looks great, doesn't it? For those who saw it at the latest PlayStation showcase. It's about the only thing in that showcase that I thought looked any good for me. Anyway, there are just so many multiplayer shooters. Because there were 2 on that one. There was that what's it called? You know, the one that got like not reviewed, but it got Oh, that's cement. It got far fewer upvotes on YouTube compared to Astro. And is this a Metroidvania? It says Straw What NPC. Yeah, in a way, Straw Hat, sorry, not Straw What. In a way, it is a Metroidvania. Concord, yeah, that's it. Thank you, Stephen. Concord didn't get a very positive reception, apparently, on YouTube, like on the sort of the separate trailer upload on the PlayStation channel. I thought although it was very, very Guardians of the Galaxy, and even putting aside the fact that it's Guardians of the Galaxy-like characters, it was still very just Marvel in general in terms of its humor and so on. Putting that aside, which is not inherently a bad thing, but it's very stale now as a concept, but whatever. I thought it looked quite interesting in the CG trailer. I thought, hey, if this turns out to be a single-player experience set in a new, interesting sci-fi world that I get to explore, you know, I'm game. I'm interested. And then it turned out to be a flipping 5v5 shooter that didn't look anywhere near as good as its CG trailer, you know, graphically speaking as well. That it just didn't look as neat and polished. I didn't expect it to look as good as the CG trailer. I'm not saying that for a moment, but yeah, it was a real downgrade from what I was expecting gameplay to look like based on the trailer. And yeah, not my gameplay type at all. So that was a shame. And then there was the Marvel one that's also coming out, which, you know, this is all great for people who are... Oh, no. Ugh. This is all great for people who are into their team shooter games and things like that. There were also several games there that were either Souls-likes or at least appeared to have Souls-like combat. Hey, Buzz, says Slinky. So, also not for me, you Souls-likes. I'm not into them at all. I've got to get 5 wrenches without sinking. Ooh. Yeah, alright, I've just started it. Thank you. This one. If I keep jumping, then I won't sink. So, not a good showcase for me, for the kind of things that I'm into. And I'm not saying that, oh, well, you know, Astro looked good because I only like this kind of thing, you know, third person. Where's the other spanner? It's probably out of the draw distance. Yeah, it is. That's good. Yeah, I'm not saying for one moment that I'm only interested in like collectathons and 3D platformers, which Astro happens to be. Because yeah, I do like that kind of thing, but it's not the only thing I like. But yeah, you know, I'd just like to see some fun, like single player. Where is it? Part of the challenge is literally just dealing with the game's draw distance and trying to find the thing that hasn't rendered in. Is it in the middle? No. Run out of time. Gotta start again. Probably missed it. It probably was actually visible.
Ready to race?
Ready to race? So I think they're appearing one at a time, aren't they? They're not actually all... I think, yeah, you only see the next one when another one has been collected. Possibly not, but it seems that way. Right, there's one. It's right on the edge. There it is. Right, the last one. Where is it? Oh, is that it? God. Okay, found it. Take it back to Slink.
Great, going.
Sony did buy Bungie to help make more games as a service games, so there'll probably be a few coming out. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, I can't say I was surprised to see that kind of thing. Just a bit disappointed that, you know, I want, you know, a new Uncharted game or something. You know, I'm not suggesting I want another actual The Last of Us, but I want a Last of Us type thing, and they'll be working on that. Of course they will. It's you know. It's what they're known for doing well. Their single player experiences are well known, and I have no doubt that they will be working on all sorts of things behind the scenes. But yeah, I was, and I can't say I was expecting to actually see any of that at the showcase, but I was still, yeah, not particularly impressed with what they did show. But Astro looks great, and I will certainly wish to stream it, and maybe other people will too. So we will have to draw straws or something as to who gets to do it. Or we'll just do several playthroughs of it at the same time. No, we won't do that. I mean, we could maybe do it on the joint stream and just sort of take turns. We've done that before with a few games, so if everyone really, really wants to play it, then that's what we'll do. But I am looking forward to Summer Game Fest as a whole. These hot rivets who I think they home in on you. I think they have a mind of their own. Careful. Maybe they don't home in, but I think they do. Right, this thing here, which I tapped, but I think I might have to slam it. Oh, yeah, I do. God damn it, I've got to get up there again now. Apologies, everybody. See, this is where the Cheater Austin save states come in, like, purely to save you guys having to watch me do the same climbing challenge 3 times. You know, it's not for my own benefit, it's for yours. But yeah, I'm looking forward to SGF as a whole. We are, of course, doing some reactions to it, to the actual SGF kind of main event showcase, and also to the Xbox showcase. We'll be reacting to those on YouTube. We'll also be doing a little bonus reaction as well to Future Games Show, which I might actually be there for now. Originally, it was just going to be Ben and Ashton reacting to that, and that was going to be a supplementary reaction stream that is not contributing to the predictions we have made for SGF season. Yeah, we've made predictions, and the loser has to do a forfeit and be replaced by a very competent other presenter for a month. But yeah, I'm hoping we might see a bit more Indiana Jones. We might see some surprises, like perhaps Fable will be shown again, which, you know, I would like to see more of. Right, here we go. So I think if I slam that, then I think now, yes, that is moving up and down. So if you fall down again, we can climb that, which is good. In the meantime, let's get up this building. And of course, on the 10th of the month, 10th of June, nearly said July. Oh, thank God for the little platform. On the 10th of June, it's Ubisoft Forward. And I'm really, really... I'm not hoping for a moment that they're going to show any BGE 2, because they're not.
No time to lose.
But I'm really hoping that the Beyond Good and Evil 1 remake, or remaster, I don't know how they're doing it, I think it's a remaster, that they have let slip about, and they said we would hear more in early 2024. Well, it's no longer early 2024, so we should have heard more by now, and I'm hoping that they've got something to show. Oh, that's not the way to go, is it? Something to show at Ubisoft Forward. That would be really nice. Okay, here we go. We've got to run up there. Clearly. Right. Yeah, surely a game that they were meant to be giving us more information on in early this year. Surely they will have something to show us at Ubisoft Forward. I mean, more than something to show us, I want a release date, and I'm hoping it's a release date soon. And hey, if they want to just shadow drop it and say, hey, it's out today, then fantastic. The one good thing with them taking flipping ages on that, I think this makes the lift come even higher. So we can slowly make our way higher and higher up the building, which is good. The one good thing with them taking a long time on that remake, even though the actual 20th anniversary of the game was last year at this rate. So, you know, it's already far too late. Is that the longer that time goes on, the longer it will have been since I actually did a full playthrough of the first game. Because I was doing that at the time, I was doing that last year when it was kind of, the news was starting to be unofficially confirmed that they were working on this new version. So, and I was like, oh man, I can't just play that when that comes out, when I've only just finished replaying the PS2 version. But hey, by the time it releases, it may have been 6 months or more. So possibly we can just play the entire thing. I don't know. We'll do it. Maybe I'll do a poll, see if people actually want to see it. So that's probably the thing I'm most, if not looking forward to, then hoping for. I need to flip this the other way.
I'm Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger, Universe Protection.
Don't want to get my hopes up too much. Don't want to get overexcited. But it could happen. And what else is there? Trying to think what other things we've predicted. If you want to know our predictions, we talked about them on the most recent podcast that went out on a Saturday. Oops. Well, we don't need all this coin. Okay. We don't need all this coinage anyway, because as you can see, Ham is flashing in the top right, and I'm not going to go for 100% coins. So I'll tell you what, that is the last time I make a big jump to get a single coin.
No time to lose.
I'm not going to do it anymore, so hopefully it won't keep falling off as much. I will still just fail some actual platforming jumps, but I won't be going after those coins anymore, because screw that. What's arriving first? Any kind of BG game or that TV series that's supposedly in development at Netflix? Yeah, you mean where they announced it years ago, literally years ago. They said that the director of, or writer, I think director of Detective Pikachu was associated with it, and they have said absolutely nothing since then. That one, that's definitely still happening. Oh yeah, sure. I mean, the joke is it more likely that we hear about that before a new game? Well, even though that is definitely never going to happen, that still doesn't necessarily mean we'll hear about a game before it, because a game might not happen at this point. Oh, an eye. For Tato Head. Yeah, that's the joke, isn't it? Which of those things that are never going to happen will happen first? I don't know. Can I grab the cable? No, I can't. But I did just turn the lift on, so we're alright. What's something you'd like to see from the BG&E remaster? Well, they've added some collectible chests in it, apparently, because they've released, or the trophy list got leaked. And looks like there's about 5 or 6 little treasure chests hidden in various locations, which I think are supposed to sort of tie it into the Beyond Good and Evil 2 story in some way, shape, or form. Is that not the way that I just came? It is, isn't it? Am I supposed to be hang on, I'm going to do it to save me just climbing up. Do a little save state. Can I drop down onto this wiring? This mesh? Yes. Okay, that's fine then. Wasn't sure if it was. I don't like 2D textures on the PS2 because they're not always there. They're not always real. Can't trust the 2D texture. So yeah, there's apparently some little collectible chests that weren't in the original game, and if you find them, then it tells you a little bit of it does a bit of world building for Beyond Good and Evil 2 and sort of ties it back. Although, given that Beyond Good and Evil 2 is, I mean, is it ever going to happen at this rate? I read a worrying article recently about how it's basically just a false asset. It only exists to keep like stock prices high, because they can say, wow, look at this product we're working on that's like highly anticipated, and we showed it off at E3 years ago and people were excited. That makes our company valuable, because when this eventually comes out, it's going to do big bucks. And it's like, is it? So can I actually fight this man? No, I can't. I need the thingy launcher. Okay, well that's fine. But which side of the building does the platform come up? Because I might be able to make the platform come all the way to the very top. Would be good. Not this side. Is that a disc launcher? Yes, it is. So I just need to hand this eyeball in, potato head, give me the disc launcher, and I can open that box. So yeah, to answer the question, that's something I'm looking, something that is in the game that I'm looking forward to. Ah, there it is. So okay, well this is the highest lever, so that's as high as we can get. Well, that's fine. So I'll go hand in these quests. I'll climb back up on the lift. Won't take long, and we can fight the boss. And that's probably all we need to do on this one. Yeah, I've got 3 things to hand in. Need to find the quest givers first. Here's Potato Head. Yeah, Wild looked great, Forgotten Media. I really liked the look of Wild. It's so up my street. Kind of incidental that it happened to be also being worked on by Ansel. Like, I do like his work, but I think I was first interested in that before I was really aware of actual individual sort of personalities within the game development world. Like, well, not before I was. I mean, I knew about some of the biggest names out there, but I don't think I had really picked up on Ansel as an individual, even though I was a fan of Beyond Good and Evil and King Kong and stuff. Like, he wasn't on my radar specifically as an artiste who had worked on that kind of stuff. And then I saw the early stuff that they showed for Wild, and I thought, wow, this looks amazing. And then after the fact, I realized, oh, that's the same guy who did that other game I like. There's a coin there. So, yeah, just sort of by chance, it happens to be by him. But yeah, even before that, I thought it looked really interesting. For those who don't know, Wild was a third-person action-adventure game that was shown off, single-player thing. Also years and years ago now, I think, where the main kind of USP, it's not that unique anymore, and maybe even at the time wasn't completely unique, but it hinged around entirely the idea that you could become any animal in the world. I think it was like via story progression, maybe. So you would have to. They showed a bit of gameplay where he went and like had to charm like this snake goddess, and then he got the ability to turn into a snake, and you could ride around on a bear, and everyone was like they were all like sort of Neolithic people wearing like big furs and antlers, and it was a really interesting aesthetic. It was all these kind of like. The kind of your sort of fantasy druid kind of vibe, and you could turn into all these animals, and there was this world to explore. It looked really interesting, and then it turns out that the studio who were making it sadly are no longer. I don't think it was ever officially cancelled. I think it's no time to lose. It's kind of vaporware, really. There's never been an announcement that it's been cancelled by the actual studios themselves. I think some journalists have in their own official way, they've written articles saying, I have heard from someone who was working on it that it's no longer happening. But yeah, it's a shame. You know, I'm thinking maybe game studios shouldn't announce games unless they've actually got gameplay or something close to it to show. Well, sometimes they do have gameplay as well, but it's not real. It's a you cheeky little beggar.
Yeah.
See that little with
Happy
the laser.
420 BBBB Blazed my dude's Lord 16 dab. Man, what a great story about toys. So here are some jokes about toys as well. What's a rapper's favorite toy? A yo-yo. Ha ha ha. What do you call a toy alpaca that has obtained enlightenment? The Dalai Lama. I.e. Why do cuddly toys never eat? Because they are stuffed. Ho ho ho. What do you call a toy train that eats toffee? A choo-choo train. Ha ooh ooh. Where does Walmart keep the Terminator toys? I'll be back. Ha,
I'll be back.
Moggy Toy Story.
Very good. Blaze it, everyone. It's 420. That's the sex number.
Yeah.
BBBBBBBB toy BBBBBBB story BBBBBBB bus BBBBBB Lightyear BBBBBBBB PS1 BBBBBB PS1 nostalgia BGNE Blaze it.
BBBBBGNE. Blaze it. Indeed. Right. Big scary jackhammer is here. Over here is there it is. A disc. Oh, he's just firing things at me. I can't lock on, I'm not close enough. Oh! He's laughing at me. Blaze it, everyone. It's 420, it's the sex number. There we go, we got him. Yeah, it's almost as if people shouldn't make gameplay unless they shouldn't announce games unless they've got gameplay. Well, sometimes they have actual gameplay. Like in the case of Wild, they had what looked like. I think I can exit, can't I? They had what looked like some really interesting gameplay. It'll be available on YouTube right now if you want to go and look for it. And they've shown some gameplay for Beyond Good and Evil 2, which I'm telling you now will be completely different to whatever comes out, if anything comes out at all, because apparently that game is just constantly being restarted. I'm sure some of the assets will carry over, but it's going to change a great deal if it ever releases. So yeah, even having gameplay, you have what's called a vertical slice. What time is it? Yeah, it's 20 past. It's 4:20. It's a real 4:20 actually. It's not just a fake one. Yeah, you have your vertical slices and you have your gameplay. What do they call it? It's not necessarily. It's it gives an impression of intended gameplay, but it's been just made as a demo there and then for a certain conference or something. So yeah, you couldn't even enforce a rule where only show something if it's got gameplay because then it's probably likely to come out. Because sometimes you have what looks like a gameplay segment of a game, and then they show that off as an announcement trailer or as a very early bit of hype. And then the actual game only then starts being properly developed. And what you've seen is not, in any way to do with the proper product. So, yeah, it's dodgy, isn't it? Very dodgy. But then, I guess it's only prototyping something in, the manufacturing world. You would have a different version of something made up in a completely different material to the one that perhaps you're ultimately gonna make your real product out of. These jack-in-the-boxes shoot 2 planes each, I think. Well, they shoot infinite planes, but if you defeat 2 planes, you'll get a coin from each of them. So this duck has lost its little ducklings. That's an irresponsible parent right there. Happy Pride, Lucy B. Yes, it is Pride Month. Fantastic. We love to see it. But much like a loving partner on Valentine's Day, we love to see it all year round as well here at Triple Jump. Hopefully we make that clear with our attitudes across various bits of content and things we talk about. I welcome, shops and brands changing their logos if that's what they want to do, but then they change them back in July, don't they? So you got to practice what you preach. You got to do it all year round. But that in itself is not a reason why we shouldn't at least have a month anyway to celebrate Pride. Why not both? Quote a meme. Ashton's persistent MILF hunting is proof in itself. That's true. That is true. I hadn't thought about it like that, but you're absolutely right. Ashton the DILF Hunter Matthews. We need to get more heteronormative up in here. What is this? Flippin' Libland? Huh? Bring back the Tories. What? Oh, hey, in a month or two, according to all the polls, we will no longer be living under Conservative Britain. Will it make a difference? That's the big question. But hey, I can't move under here. But when is International Men's Day, am I right? It says Lord Brotovich. Yeah, you're right. You are right. When is International Men's Day? And don't tell me it's the other 364 days of the year. Because you'd be right. And I don't want to hear it. Anyway, there is one, isn't there? I don't actually know when it is, but I love that when you see people on social media say, when's International Men's Day? I'll tell you exactly when. This is the exact date of International Men's Day. I hope to see you celebrating it in a couple of months' time. There you go. Wee Carrot has got it.
No time to lose.
It's the other 365 days of the year because it's a leap year. Yeah, you're right. Thank God. We've got an extra Men's Day this year. We were getting a bit short on them. Can I reach? Buzz, you cheeky beggar. I think if I head this way, I can also get out, so this might be better. In fact, that might be what I'm supposed to do. It will be slightly better. Just 1.5. I'm sure it will be slightly better, yeah. But there's a lot that needs changing. Not just in our country, but in the world. And in your country too, whoever you are. It's true of everyone. Of course, vote who you want to vote for. I don't want to be too preachy and too political. Everyone knows how we feel here at Triple Jump as a general rule. I think all the staff are pretty similarly aligned. But yeah, you guys do you. Let's all try and get along. I think the interesting thing is that, like, probably almost every political party has kind of attitudes or policies or something somewhere within their ideology that probably everyone can agree on, or everyone can be. You can probably find something in every party that you agree with. And that's partly because some of the parties are in agreement with each other on certain issues. But even stuff where there might be something, you might be like a really big Liberal Democrat, or you might be a really big, say, Green Party person. But there might be like a single thing that maybe not every party. There are some actual, just openly racist, horrific groups out there. But you know, there might be something that even though. Can I reach it? No. Yeah, even if you're the kind of person who, you know, says F the Tories and, you know, that kind of thing, there's probably something somewhere on the manifesto that you're like, yeah, well, that is okay, that one thing. So I think, you know, that's something that we should all kind of be aware of, whether you're talking about the left or the right or the far, not the, I was about to say, or the far left or the far right. No, not that. Yeah, there's common ground is the short way of saying that very long-winded thing I just said. It's common ground to be found. Can we all just get along? Some parties are basically single issue. The single issue being bigotry. Yeah, you're right, which is why I quickly corrected myself and said, well, not every party. Okay, I should have done a save state there because I'm sick of climbing out. I tell you what, the one thing I hate in this game is the underwater stuff where you sink to the bottom, you move slowly, you float around, all your animations are slowed down as well, so it takes him longer to even just climb up like that. I'm going to do a convenience save state at the top of this thing with Slinky. Do one here before I even attempt to do the platforming, because I'll probably just fall in anyway. But yeah, we live in a very politically divisive world, and it would be nice if we could find the bits we agree on, and then the bits we don't agree on, maybe let's all try and disagree on them in a nice way. Right. Save state. It's not realistic though, is it? I'm not so naive that I think that's attainable. Oh, flip that. See, that's why we've got that. Cheater Austin's in the chat, everyone, if you so please. But if you post them too often, I'll stop doing the save states and you will have to watch me climb that staircase 4 more times. So, on your own head be it. There we go. And I'm back. I believe if you take any two individuals, there will always be more that's similar than different, yet most people want to focus on the differences. That's absolutely right. I think it's... Whoops. I have no data to back this up, which is always good in a political discussion, to have no data to back up what you're saying. But I do think that perhaps living in a very loud, social media-led world probably does make things just more divisive. You have people shouting at each other more, and although maybe the attitudes of those people who are shouting are perhaps just the same as attitudes have been for many years on certainly on certain topics, you end up with, because there is just so much shouting about, oh, you're wrong about this and you're a hateful person for doing that, or you're a naive person for believing this, or you know, all that kind of thing. It kind of emphasizes the differences. People have more channels through which they're able to shout at each other about those differences. I mean, you could argue that those same channels, you know, could very well be used for discussing the things that aren't different and the things that they do agree on. So it shouldn't be that because we have, for example, social media, that breeds only arguments about differences. It should hopefully breed discussions about what's similar or where we can find those similarities. But, and as I say, I don't have the stats to compare, but you know, one would assume that, or if it's not the actual individuals, you know, the voters, for example, arguing about what's different and what's similar, it's just the endless train of bollocks that you are fed now by bots and groups and people with agendas and organizations who shouldn't be doing what they're doing. Again, whatever political side they're on, there are certain practices on both sides of the aisle that are bad. I don't tend to watch the news on the TV anymore because I don't watch a great deal of TV, but I had someone staying with me last night and we just popped the TV on for something to watch. And, you know, sticking the news on at 10 o'clock is a good thing to put on because you can all just talk about, oh yeah, look at that. I mean, maybe it's not the best thing to put on if it's your racist uncle or something, but fortunately this was my nice aunt. So my aunt was staying yesterday and I was like, oh, I'll put the news on. She'll want to watch the news. And there was a brief bit on there about how the BBC, as part of their like election coverage and stuff. Oh yeah, there's a spin attack, isn't there? Oh, I died. The BBC have made... Oh, well, he dropped a coin that is now going to disappear before I can get up there. So we're definitely not going for full coins. Anyway, I'm trying to get to the point. The BBC have made some like mock voters, some like virtual... But I think this is what... I was talking at the same time, so I couldn't quite hear everything that they were saying. But my understanding is they've made some fake online accounts of people. They're kind of undercover voters, but they're not even real people. They've just made like these 12 individuals of different demographics, different ages, stuck some photos on their account, and, you know, then they've just analysed the kind of content that is being fed to these sorts of individuals. So if you're a young person, if you're a student, if you're male, female, if you show an interest in politics, or if you actively, you know, behave in a way that perhaps you're not interested in politics, if you talk a lot about your own beliefs or not, what your job is, all these kinds of things. They made these 12 different characters, and they were talking about all the misinformation that these virtual characters have been sent, and you know, how their fact checkers have said, like, well, look, this, for example, this young girl who's not so into politics that we've created is being told that Keir Starmer failed to prosecute Jimmy Savile for being a nonce, which is a proven bit of misinformation that people who are anti-Labour, certain people who are anti-Labour, tend to disseminate. So that is, oh, come on, Buzz, grab the goddamn ledge. That's an interesting thing that is happening in today's world. That really is something that I'm doing nothing wrong here. This is Buzz Lightyear being a moron. But yeah, I give up. That is something that is different about the modern world. You would not get as much of that, or not in the same way anyway.
Yeah.
I for one at the very least hope for us to get nationalised rail so it doesn't cost £80 to go to Sheffield and back from up here in the north. Went to France for the first time last year and let me tell you, it was night and day difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was in the Netherlands recently and it was unbelievable. Buzz Lightyear, I come in peace. Right, that is all the way across. I actually need... I was giving up on this disc, but I need it to defeat this big... Here we go. This big boy up here. Just going to respawn, actually, by the time we go up there. But thank you, Dr. Goblin, for the bits there. Yeah, you're right. BBC has a fairly obvious Tory political lead, so I don't really trust things they say anymore. It's interesting what because both sides of the aisle in UK Parliament accuse the BBC of being biased against them. Yeah, I mean that example I gave was them saying, "Oh, look at this bit of misinformation that's being put out about Keir Starmer." So that, as an isolated example, was them saying, "Oh, this is a bad thing that right-wing groups are putting towards to dissuade left-wing voters." So, but yeah, I mean, you do get that argument that the BBC can be a bit biased. Buzz is canonically a bit of a moron, so this is true to the movies. Yeah, I think possibly the box was 2 pixels too far away from the table, and oh my god, when I gave it a little shove, that was all I needed. BBC is supposed to be as impartial as possible. Yeah, they are. Given it's a collection of individuals who will all, of course, hold their own opinions and will struggle like the rest of us to be truly impartial, I think they do a really good job at being fairly central. I think I do like to see, I mean, I guess every channel does it, but I do like to see a BBC, I'm getting really pissed off now, a good BBC political interview. Because some of the BBC journalists, and as I say, journalists on other channels as well, are really good at making anyone squirm, no matter which party they're with. I guess it's easier to make the presiding government squirm rather than the opposition, because you can actually say, look at this bad thing you've done, government official, rather than, look at this bad thing you would do if you were in power. Right, I've turned that fan on. I might actually be done up here. So, oh yeah, so I've got those balloons going now. Okay, so all that climbing back up was for absolutely nothing, but that's okay. Or was it for absolutely nothing? I want to get on that table. Oh, I have to sort of drop down under the fan, so it wasn't for nothing. Buzz, why won't you? Why will you not? Why? Because it's so obviously supposed to work, but he just won't. There, he did it. He doesn't always, he doesn't often, but sometimes he does. I think a lot of the problem is the Tories have been in charge for so long, and the BBC's version of impartiality is maintaining the status quo and platforming both sides, even when one side just wants a certain demographic wiped out. Yeah, well, yeah. It's impartiality's such a tricky thing to deal with. And as who was it just now said, was it we Carrot was saying it's a tricky thing to even achieve, because you can have the guidelines as much as they're there, like they're rightly so. You've got your guidelines in place, right? I'm gonna do a save state because flip doing this again.
No time to lose.
But then you get a human involved who might, oh thank God for that save state, might in all honesty and with all good intentions want to adhere to the impartiality, but sometimes it's just like, oh, Buzz, please Buzz. But with the best will in the world, I guess it can be difficult to just be impartial. Whichever organization you're working for, I would struggle. I don't really want to kill these guys because they're going to drop coins that I want to collect. Because I've got fewer than... So I've got fewer than 50, I think. How many have I got? It doesn't tell me. Or have they both dropped their coin already? Maybe they have. One of them has. 45. Okay, he's dropped his. I'll kill one of these guys. That's the one without the coin. See if I can... There we go. Right, he's not slipped off. Keep on playing. Ooh. What now? Can I climb that? No. I mean, maybe I do just jump off it now, which is what I did before. Okay, well that's fine. Now I'll shoot a thing at him. Grab his coin. Oh, it vanished. It's only visible for a certain amount of time, irrespective of how high it falls from. So sometimes you only get like 2 bounces out of it. Okay, got it. Right, I think there's some boys down here. If I can get 5 coins, we'll be able to get our token. There might be some baddies in here. There's a duck. Okay. Oh, actually, there are plenty of baddies to still go at because there's a whole balcony climbing section in this. Ah. 9 lives. So there you go. It got political, which it doesn't always do here at TripleJump, but I started it, so that's fine. Oh, and there's a load of coins on those umbrellas as well. Which I get to by... bouncing on the weighing scales, or maybe even by climbing these boxes. I don't think so, but let me give it a try. What are these here for? Yeah, I'm not going to get up there with climbing on that, but... Oh, there's a duck up there as well. Okay. We've got climbing to do. We're definitely going to get enough coins, though, so that's something. And Ham is right here, so... Right, here we go. So... Right, we're up. This is good. That is a... I don't know. Some jets or something. I'm not sure. Don't think you actually need them. Oh man, these are tricky to grab. Gonna grab 50. That's all I need. And I'm sure I've let at least 1 coin go. So... I don't need to collect the rest because I can't get all of them anyway. Right. I like the BBC as well. You know, putting aside the debate about whether they're impartial, which, you know, is important. I think it is important to have an impartial broadcasting service, but I really like... I like the fiction that they make, like the dramas and the the family entertainment shows and stuff like that, and some of their like comedy and all that kind of thing. But I also like their the kind of the public service stuff that they do as well. I like some, you know, I think it's important even to have shows for. There are some long-standing shows on the BBC that I think are important to have. Whether or not they're for you, you know, like my grandparents really like watching the Antiques Roadshow. And that is a really old, a very long-standing program. That, I'm sure it would, if it didn't exist, that it would be replaced by something else on a different channel that has ads in the middle. But how do I get?
No time to lose.
Okay. Can I? Yeah, probably can jump across here. Just not if I fall off. Will we be here forever? Yes, we will. And I think that about flipping, what's it called? I can't think what it's called now. But there's all sorts of shows that have been around for a very long time. That I think, hey, that's great. That's great that exists. I think it's a shame that children's BBC doesn't really exist in the way it used to anymore. I mean, as long as they're still making stuff, which I assume they are, then that's something. But, I kind of worry a little bit about... Well, I don't know if I worry, but I think it's a shame that, if I have kids, they're probably going to end up just by pure kind of convenience and kind of quantity. They're likely to be brought up on quite a lot of American children's TV. I'm going to do a save state up here because I'm not climbing up again, and I want to work out. I think I get onto that umbrella by just running and jumping from here. And when I was growing up, a lot of the kids' TV I watched, because especially given that I didn't have like satellite TV or cable or whatever you want to call it. Can I probably can't. Oh, can I reach? Yes. I just had terrestrial UK TV, so a lot of the kids' TV I watched was British made, or we had some like Australian imports, or stuff that like the BBC made with other channels. Like they would do stuff in association with ABC in Australia, or like Canadian stuff, where you would have like one Canadian character and one English character, and either like one of them had moved to the Canadian had moved to Britain, or the other way around. Is quite often what they would do. But that was all good stuff, and I think I'm not a parent, so I don't know for sure, but from what I can sort of see, stuff that's like advertised to me on the home screen of my TV and stuff, it looks like there's a lot of American kids' TV now that British kids are watching, which is fine. But I just like that we had some, we had a lot of homegrown stuff once upon a time. They're covering the election, and they literally have to give equal billing to all candidates, as do ITV and any other channel running PPBs. The BBC, yeah. Buzz, please. Can I get up there? So there's definitely a bit in this level where you go climbing all the way up here, but we might need this. Oh yeah, we do. It's a grappling hook, so we're gonna have to come back, I think. So that's all we can do for this level now. A sign of increasing toxicity in society is the increasingly idle use of the word hate to describe parts of popular culture. Hate has become a catch-all for a lot of things that people just don't like. I doubt that someone hated a particular level in a video game or part of a movie, rather you just mildly disliked it. Yeah, that's true. People do probably throw that word around a lot. It's more like emotive than, so people can be hateful towards like groups and individuals, and that's obviously a problematic thing, but like using the word hate for I hate that game or I hate that TV show is sometimes too strong. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes people really do actively hate something, for perhaps even for what it's done to their their favorite franchise or whatever. You know, that there's a lot of that, isn't there? Like, but that in itself can be a really toxic thing, but not always. You know, I think there's like, you obviously have toxicity amongst like certain fandoms and stuff. I mean, as a Star Wars fan, I see a lot of it, and some of that is like aimed at certain individuals, and perhaps because of who that person is as an actor or actress, rather than like what has actually happened with their character, or it's like the way that character was written in, and that can be, you know, done in a hateful way, in a non-okay use of hating something, you know, in that kind of a way. But sometimes people just hate, like, oh, I really hate that they changed the way that this thing works in this fantasy universe that I enjoy. And yeah, maybe that's too strong a use of the word, but I would rather someone hated that and got a little bit like nerdy about, think you'll find that magic spell that person just used to be done like this. So I really hate that they've done that. I'd rather someone hated that than hated the fact that, oh, I see they've cast that person to play this role. Yes, well. So, yeah, it's all very divisive and very loud, isn't it? It's kind of what I was talking about before. It's not just in the actual political field where people are talking about proper politics and policies. It can be, in fact, it very frequently is in other fields, isn't it? In pop culture and celebrity gossip and all sorts. Well, you know, I don't think we've got time to start another level unless it's going to be a boss fight. Let's have a quick look. I don't think it is. I think we've got one more level before the next boss fight. Slime time. Alleys and gullies. Yeah. Well, let me just launch it and see if it happens to be an arena. I don't think it... That sounds like it's... Oh no, here we go. Well, we'll fight this boss then. I'm losing my voice.
There seems to be no sign of intelligent life.
There he is. He's got a little thumbtack in him and a dice.
You are a sad, strange little man. Have my pick.
Oh. He's gross. I'm charging my laser. Not sure if there's an opportune moment to hit him. Oh, does he... Is he big and then he throws a bit of himself at me and then I can get him? How does it work? I don't know, just mash laser, I think. Let's keep it civil, everyone. This is the risk of me getting political. We can disagree. But there's a limit to it is tricky, given that, as I say, I've raised the topic of politics, so it's not necessarily then fair for me to say, let's not be too political in this chat. But yeah.
You are a sad, strange little man.
I guess the nuanced difference is that I was trying to talk more about the state of the overall political spectrum as a whole, and the way that both sides of the world act, or problems faced by both sides or because of both sides. Oh look, there's this thing here. Like, misinformation happens on both sides, is created and received by both sides, for instance. Whereas, you know, ideally, it might not be the time or place to get too into debates about specific issues. But I am sorry for opening Pandora's box and then trying to get the lid back on. And you guys are just having conversations and political discussions in the chat. But, you know. That's me. That's on me. Ow, says Buzz. I'm going to die if he hits me again. So I think I have to wear him down. Oh, I just got him. I just got him. Wear him down so he's small enough and then zap him. That's the end. Thank God.
To infinity and beyond!
It's no one individual. I wasn't specifically talking about any one in particular. It's just, you know, we were on specific topics by that point, which is, you know, by all means, if you want to take it to the right places and have those discussions, it's important to talk about these things. It's very important, especially when we feel strongly about certain things. But yeah, no, that was all good. It wasn't. I mean, God, I've seen worse on the internet than that. Far worse. People disagreeing on stuff. Nothing wrong with disagreeing. Right. I think we are going to be on to a proper level next. Bonus movie awarded. Great. Thanks, Buzz. Skip. And then it's Al's Toy Barn, which is a fun level, but a tricky one. So we'll look forward to that. We'll be in Al's Toy Barn next week, unless some great big exciting project is dropped out of nowhere. Oh, whoops. There we go. That was me. Something big and exciting is dropped out of nowhere in the next week at one of the various conferences. Ubisoft Forward, that's the one that is most likely to be dropping something exciting that I'm interested in specifically. I mean, probably best case scenario is they maybe give me a release date for a certain project I'm excited about, but it's probably not going to be a shadow drop. It's now available. It might be, but probably not. But in the unlikely event that that does happen, well, the thing is, Ubisoft Forward is a week today. It's actually on a Monday, I think. And it is, yeah. I wonder if they have now finally released a time for the stream, because for the longest time, all the major streams had times. Ubisoft Forward 2024 time. 1900 UTC. What is that in English? 8 p.m. UTC. What does that even stand for? Coordinated Universal Time. Interesting. Is that equal to GMT? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. Formerly Greenwich Mean Time. Oh, it's been changed to UTC. It's been less Britified, which is fair enough. That's on us. So yes, it's at 7 p.m. UTC, or what was GMT. But now, because we're in British summertime in the UK, we're actually an hour ahead of what is our normal time. So it's at 8 p.m. So it will be after the stream. So we'll play some Toy Story next week as a continuation of what we've done today. I was thinking about maybe doing reactions to it, but if it's not starting until 8 p.m, and it's probably only going to be an hour long, and it might just be an hour of me being a bit excited or a bit hopeful, and then discovering, oh, the thing I was here for hasn't happened. Because it's probably going to be a fair bit of Assassin's Creed and what else? Not really sure. What are Ubisoft doing at the moment other than Assassin's Creed and Tom Clancy on and off? That's kind of what they do, isn't it? Bit of Rabbids, possibly. So yeah, not sure. So we'll do Toy Story again next week, and then possibly the evening after the stream, we might get a date for that remake that I'm looking forward to. It's a remaster. I don't think it is a remake. It's just been up-resed, and they've added a few bits and bobs. So there we go. Join me next week at the normal time, I assume, unless anything changes. So that will be at 5 p.m. BST, not UCT. And we'll play some Toy Story and hopefully have a lovely time together. Enjoy the rest of your Mondays, and I will see you all on on the 7th, which is Friday, for some reactions, which is very exciting. Fantastic. Well, I'll see you later, everyone. Have a nice Monday. Goodbye.